Now, we all know Donald Trump is very petty, that he's a little child. He's just a petulant little kid most of the time. Doesn't really care about what anybody else thinks unless it's about him. And according to reporting from the Daily Beast, the reasoning behind the abduction and invasion of Venezuela and the abduction of Nicolas Maduro wasn't about oil, wasn't about, drug trafficking or anything like that, any of what we're being told. According to reporting from the Daily Beast, the issue is dancing. Nicolas Maduro apparently insulted Donald Trump because of his dancing. That's right. That's what we're seeing here. This is the reporting we're getting from the Daily Beast from two insiders within the Trump administration who were saying that Donald Trump lost it because Nicolas Maduro danced to a song that was mocking Donald Trump. It was literally a remix of a speech that Donald Trump gave where Donald Trump was like, we don't want war, we want peace, basically, right? And we'll get into this article here, and we'll talk about it a little bit, right? About how stupid this really is. Is it really possible that somewhere around 100 innocent people were killed the other day in Venezuela by the U.S. military for something as little as dancing? Now, as you see here, it says insiders spill on Trump's weird reason for ordering the strike on Maduro. Um, then down here it says Donald Trump ordered the capture of Nicolas Maduro after a trivial grievance pushed him over the edge, according to insiders. Sources told the New York Times in a piece published on Sunday that it was the Venezuelan leader's dancing that led to Donald Trump's breaking point. Apparently, Donald Trump had been irritated by Maduro's nonchalance in the face of escalating tensions between the countries. Could that be possible that because there's been rhetoric between Venezuela and the U.S. ever since Hugo Chavez nationalized the oil fields there in Venezuela? Right, that's when the Western world decided they didn't like Venezuela and they wanted a regime change. They didn't care what Hugo Chavez did prior to nationalizing the oil fields and the oil industry, but it all happened afterwards. There's been a lot of rhetoric, over the years, even from George W. Bush about Hugo Chavez and the Venezuelans, right? And then, of course, Hugo Chavez passes away, Nicolas Maduro becomes the dictator, which is, it's we've discussed that in the previous video. The fact is, Maduro was a terrible person. I'm not going to lose sleep over him being there, but if this is the reason that innocent Venezuelans have been harmed, this is insane. Um, Also, Donald Trump dances all the time, to own the libs. He does it every time he has a speech. He does his stupid little YMCA BS dance that he does, right? But it's kind of making it a little more clear because I really thought that this was about, he really thought it was about, getting the oil from Venezuela or stopping drugs. I thought that maybe Donald Trump really thought that, but it's looking like it's not the case. But the final, according to the Daily Beast here, the final straw came when Maduro stood up to dance to an electronic remix of his own speech, "No War, Yes Peace," while at the opening of an international school for women in northern Venezuela. According to the insiders, Trump viewed Maduro's dancing as mocking the United States, which had 2 days earlier carried out a strike on a dock in Venezuela that the president said was for drug trafficking. There again, unsubstantiated, that he's provided not one shred of evidence that this had anything to do with drugs. In fact, we know it wasn't about drugs because he has recently pardoned five drug traffickers who trafficked tons of cocaine and fentanyl into the United States. Now here's a little video of him dancing according to the video, according to this here. So hopefully you can see it.
Not crazy world. Yes, peace, forever, forever, forever. Ya va. Decirle al pueblo de Estados Unidos, no a la guerra. No queremos una guerra en el Caribe ni en Sudamérica. No, not war. Yes, peace. No a la guerra loca. No crazy, no crazy girl, no, no, no. ¿Cómo se dice?
As you see here, this is really nothing to it, right? But Maduro's been dancing to this little song for a little while now. And apparently a month earlier, a video was posted to X by from Venezuela showing Maduro dancing once again. Or previously to this song. But this looks like just a way to keep morale up for the people that he's talking to, right? Um, it looked like it was kind of a fun occasion because this was about the opening of a school for women, and he was probably just trying to play up the moment and make people feel, you know, happy about what was going on, even though we know that there's a lot of other terrible things that have gone on in Venezuela. It's not been safe for a lot of people, right? But that apparently is the reasoning. It says here in the article, Maduro's dancing wasn't a one-off and has been dancing frequently, um, has been a frequent part of his recent public appearances. The now former president was also seen jigging to the song a month prior with lyrics including "Victory forever, 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 not crazy war, peace forever, forever, forever." Now, of course, the White House hasn't responded, to the request for comments, but the indicted dictator continued with his flippant behavior even when he and his wife were brought into the city or into New York City and charged the other day. This is a picture of Maduro with DEA agents and such, giving a thumbs up and things like that. And so that's what we got going on, right? That's the whole thing. Apparently, the entire reason that Donald Trump really invaded Venezuela, according to this reporting, is because he's a petty little child, right? Maduro was just dancing, and Donald Trump saw that as an affront to the U.S. because, of course, Maduro doesn't care what Donald Trump is doing. He's trying to run his own little kingdom there. And Donald Trump is trying to create his own little kingdom here. It's kind of strange to me how Maduro and Trump aren't like buddy buddy. But according to this, a simple, trivial grievance led to the invasion of Venezuela. At last reports I read, 87 civilians were killed during that invasion. Now, I'm not going to sit here and defend Nicolas Maduro. I don't know if anything that he's been charged with is true or not. Right? I don't know if it's real or not. But I do know Nicolas Maduro is a terrible person. He's done some terrible things. So could he have run drugs? Possibly. Even though we have no evidence of that, and all the experts that have looked into it, at least that I have seen information from, say there's no drugs coming from the government of Venezuela. So there we go. For today, I have you a video of Donald Trump apparently being completely petty and causing it to be a war. Now, this isn't the first time Donald Trump has done that. He almost tweeted us into a war back during his first um, time as president, right? If you remember correctly, he almost got us into a nuclear war with North Korea until the North Korean dictator realized, oh, if I just say nice things about Donald Trump, he'll leave me alone. And that's exactly what happened. All of a sudden, Kim Jong un decides to start kissing Trump's ass, and all of a sudden, Donald Trump loves the man. But I can't believe we are governed by one of the most petulant little children on the face of the planet. If you like what you've seen here, please hit that join button and become a member today here at Unapologetic Progressive. It goes a long way in allowing the channel to grow and allowing the community to continue growing as well. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you down the road.